So when you do your antique shopping, maybe you're into like going to those markets and these guys sell like ornaments, thingamajigs, and it's from 19 Futsek. You don't know how old this thing is. Just be very, very conscious that everything that you touch, especially ornaments that have history with it, there's an energetic impulse that sits within whatever structure, whether it is a photo frame, whether it is a crystal, whether it is a fork that a baby in 1652 used to use to eat beetroot with. I don't know. The point I'm making is just be very careful that that object is a solid piece of energy. I've personally I wasn't aware of like the fact that I'm gifted or I'm sensitive to this electromagnetic energy that gets condensed in this antique. So here Nathaniel's into antiques. Nathaniel goes to Rosebank. There at the top, there's lots of you can get a all the kinds of things from all kinds of places, and they lay it out on the table. And I promise you, if you are sensitive, if you gifted, and you pick that thing up, especially with your left hand, you're gonna feel something. You're gonna sense something. Now, one of two things is gonna happen. You're either gonna feel really light, and there might be some of you guys get like pulses in the ear, a ringing in the ear. It's not titus or titanus, or it's not that. This is provoked through this solid item that has history. Depending on how intense the energy of the object is and how much emotion, good or bad, is plowed into that thing, you get a reference, a ripple effect of that. So you might find that you suddenly feel either very light. There might be a lightness that comes over you. You might smile. You might really find this, curious, and you don't know why you like this object, but you like it. Or the opposite happens, and you know the devil is in this bloody spoon. You know the devil is in the spoon because there's certain objects that you just touch and it's heavy. And how that works is very different. Don't go to the ear. No. When something's heavy, it runs up the left arm and then sits here by the chest. So where you feel it, when you pick up this plate, this serviette, whatever it is from 1648, when it's heavy, it's going to sit here. So when you going there in the market, you will just suddenly feel like, ever since I picked up that deck of cards from 1789, ek fully lekker nie. I'm not feeling lekker. And you'll suddenly, either, again, depending on what type of energy is linked to that thing, you either feeling suddenly annoyed, disinterested, want to go home, irritated, hot. But this side, the left side, is going to feel very heavy, like contracting. And this is when you must be conscious of how to cleanse yourself, be conscious of what element works with you, because we must understand the spiritual differentiation in your energetic setup. So for example, what that means is some of you need water as a cleansing mechanism. Some of you need fire as a cleansing mechanism. So maybe candlelight is your thing, a fire, and sitting around the fire is your thing. Some of you need smoke. Some of you need to burn some Laban, burn some frankincense and myrrh on a piece of coal. Some of you need to burn some rosemary. The point is, each sensitive has a different element linked to earth that will help you cleanse when you go through attachment of these objects. So be very conscious with kids, especially when you just let them gryp anything. Daniel, there's an alien connected to that flippin' fork. Hou up! Don't let them touch anything. And you also, the compass, the trumpet, whatever Chinese artifact, be careful of what you're touching with your left hand. Observe with your eyes, feel if it's safe, ask questions, deep questions, but don't just engage. For you specific sensitive people who know you gifted, for the rest of you who's trying to ask, is this real, is this legit, leave it. It's not for you guys. Muni warani. Some people like coffee, some people like tea. This video is not for all of us, but the people who are gifted, they know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're still going to ask questions about how do I know, it's not for you. Don't worry. There's another video for you. Don't worry. Gifted people, take this into consideration. Be careful about with the ornament stores, antique stores, and please, you can't thrift shop. If you gifted, you can't wear another man's shoes, wear another man's hat. You can't wear another woman's coat, because what you are wearing is the obvious. You know what you're wearing. You're wearing the energy of this woman who used to smoke, and a father and a mother used to abandon her, for goodness sakes. Now you're carrying Catherine's spirit from 1752 over your shoulders because you're thrifting now. There in Cape Town or there in Melville or wherever in the world you're thrifting. Again, this is only for the people who are sensitive and gifted. If you're not gifted, don't worry. You can carry Jonathan's, heaviness from 16, I don't know what. You won't feel nothing. Your life is almost as dense as his, so it's the same. But gifted people, you can't thrift. It's not wise to carry the energy that is concentrated in someone that's no more here, because that's an element. So essentially, you must burn your clothes. You don't give your clothes away, especially with people who aren't 100%. If you know this person lived a hectic life, burn that person's life. Maybe if the person was like, doing yoga and, it was light linen, cotton, maybe give that away to people. But if a person never saw the sun and they were indoors and it's just cats and, hoarding, burn that clothes. Because you can't thrift things like that. Energetically, you don't thrift. You mustn't thrift. It's not wise to thrift. Just something I thought I'd add to the internet of miscellaneous information. You don't have to believe it, but for those who experience what I am articulating in this video, please just take these things into consideration, because it can paralyze that arm, it can paralyze the left side, and that thing can latch onto you. Whatever spirit is linked to it will latch onto you, because you know no better. I teach these things in my boot camp, just in case you want to know better. But just keep this into consideration, and let me know if you can relate to the video, okay?